Welcome! It's a great day to be a miner because we got some new hardware, baby. This is the Canaan Avalon Mini 3. Today we're going to get this thing unboxed. We're going to go over the specs, the features, the profitability, whether or not you should buy it, and of course the full setup. But first, let's spin that intro. So here it is finally here. We ordered this thing months ago, and of course it's got stuck in customs and had to do the whole import duties thing, but we finally got this in hand. And yeah, full disclaimer, this was not a paid sponsorship. We paid for this with our own cold hard earned crypto. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about this thing, but let's make a little space first. Ready? Go. Magic, baby. We got a little space. So let's talk about this. What is the Mini 3? The Mini 3 is a baseboard heater. It's a baseboard heater that also mines Bitcoin. So their slogan is a miracle in the cold winter, the charm of the blockchain, a household baseboard heater that can generate Bitcoin. So let's talk about this thing. What is this thing? And it says right here, let's listen to their sales pitch first. Home should always be the warmest place, whether you're alone or with your loved ones. It's the goal of the Avalon Mini 3 to let you and your family enjoy meals, entertainment, conversation, and of course, sleep without worry in the warm winter days. Winter days, too bad it's now turning spring. But yeah, it's probably cold somewhere in the world, just not here. With a heating power of 800 watts and an active silent fan design, it only takes 10 minutes to warm your home as warm as spring. Again, it's turning spring. And you don't have to worry about the high heating costs at all because the Avalon Mini 3 is equipped with 66 4-nanometer process computing power chips, which can provide a computing power of 37.5 terahashes and continuously generate Bitcoins for you. So next, let's go over the specs. We'll go over the features. We'll unbox this thing. We'll take a close-up look. And then, of course, we'll get it set up, and then we'll go over how much we paid, where we picked this up, where you can pick it up, and, of course, most importantly, should you buy this amazing device. So, yeah, without further ado, let's dive into the specs. So let's go over the dimensions first. The dimensions 76 centimeters by 10.4 centimeters. That's how wide it is, by 21.45 centimeters tall. And if you're in the US system, that makes it 30 inches wide, because that's what you care about. 30 inches wide, 4 inches deep, 8.5 inches tall. We'll kind of show that once we unbox it. The weight on this thing, it's pretty heavy. It's a heavy, nice big boy thing, and it is 8.36 kilograms, which is also 18.5 pounds. It runs on either 110, 120 volt or up to 240 volt input. So that's pretty good that it's versatile. You can run it on your 240 or your 120. It uses 800 watts of power, give or take a little bit at the wall. And the hash rate is a 37.5 terahash, as I previously mentioned. It runs on the algorithm, the SHA-256 algorithm, which of course is the Bitcoin algorithm, as well as many other coins that have piggybacked, such as Bitcoin Cash, Digibytes, etc., etc. And one of the most important features that a lot of people care about, especially with a device that you're going to move around your house, is how quiet is this thing. It runs on a 33 to 55 decibel range, which is pretty solid. Features, let's talk about the bells and whistles of this thing. What makes this thing great? It's a baseboard heater, first and foremost. That's what we've already talked about. Number two is it has near silent operation. Number three, the customizable LED screen. We'll check all of this stuff out as soon as we get it unboxed and get it set up, of course. It has separate controls for the heater and for the actual hash rate. So you could have the hash rate turned down and you could have the heat turned up, or vice versa. So that is a nice quality of life function. It has a night light mode for a quiet night light on the device, so that if you're trying to adjust it and it's dark, it's not a big problem. And a very important feature is that it has an automatic shut off, as pretty much any kind of small in-home modern heater would, that if it falls over, it has the emergency shutoff, and that way you don't have the fire risk. The device runs on the Canaan Avalon family app, which is the same thing that the Nano 3, Nano 3S, etc., will link up to and run off of. It can run off of Wi-Fi if you use a USB adapter. My man Red Panda demonstrated that, tested it out, and it worked just fine. Of course, you would prefer to run it plugged in, because then you have a lower latency with a direct Ethernet connection. And then really importantly, this thing will run on eco mode. That means that you have a normal hash rate mode, and then you have an eco mode. The hash rate mode is going to run on 800 watts. The eco mode will run 27.5 terahash on 525 watts, which is pretty efficient. And especially in the off season, in this spring and the summer, that's probably an ideal place to be running this thing. And last but not least, the device does have a cleanable air filter that can be pulled out and cleaned, so that's really important for the longevity of the device. Without further ado, let's unbox this thing. You know what time it is, baby. RGB knife, engage. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and quickly cut through all these here packing straps, and then we're gonna open this thing up, and we're gonna see what exactly is included within the box.
What's in the box?
It came really well packaged, which is a good thing. So so you know what, this thing is big and bulky and in the way, so let's just time warp and get this thing unboxed. Ready, go. Check that out, it's a box within a box. It's really like, this is the kind of box that you would go to a major retail store and you would find on the shelf. This is really well done, really well presented, really well packaged. Took a slight bit of corner damage, but I'm sure this thing is entombed in foam inside of here. But yeah, this fit perfectly inside the box. Once we open the big brown box, this thing just lifted right up out, has the nice handle. Like, this is really professionally, really nice packaged. This is retail packaged at its best. So next, let's go ahead and open this up and get everything out of it. Ready, go. All right, before we go too far, I wanted to show you what the top looked like. So right inside, you've got your manual, and you've got a Wi-Fi receiver, which is just like a little USB dongle. So we'll open both of these up here in a minute and take a look. Let's go. Bam, just like that, we're completely open. Man, this thing was really well packaged in there. There was a small foam piece underneath, then a foam piece that came clear up to the middle, then one that went right on top. On the very bottom, there was two big silica gel packets to keep everything nice and moisture free. In the very center, this guy was there, power cable. On the top, we have our owner's instruction manual. Then we have a little envelope from Canaan. Let's see what's in this here envelope. That thing is, there we go, didn't want to come open. Inside there is nothing but a single little card, and it says, start your journey, connect to the world's leading crypto mining pool, and this is for F2 pool. So apparently Canaan and F2 pool have a little bit of a partnership going. So there's this card inside of there. I assume this is like to do a quick setup to hook to F2 pool. And then this was the Wi-Fi receiver. When you pull up the sticker, you have the miniature little USB dongle that will be plugged into this device. And then of course this beautiful baseboard Bitcoin heater here. Ooh, that thing is heavy, man. It's like I said, it's 18.5 pounds. So that's a pretty hefty piece of equipment. And then they taped it really well there too, so that's not going to come off very easy. And here, and here, and then we can finally get into this here. Oh my goodness, we're going to break it before we get it started. All right, so there it is. How did I make glass break with that? Anyway, so there it is. It's all unboxed. In its glory. This thing is a hunk. Like when you go to buy one of these and you see it on the website, it looks like it could be this big. You know, it looks like it could be a little miniature thing, but this is a heavy duty piece of equipment. Over here is our screen. It sets up on some feet. Again, it's like 8.5 inches tall, 4.5 inches wide, and then 30 inches long by our dimensions. The underneath is where all the magic happens. Here's like the power button right here. This is the little screen up in this corner here. Underneath is where your air filter is. It runs across most of the base, so that's a nice hefty air filter. You have your, this is where you plug in the power, and it even has a little lock to hold the cord in, which is a very nice quality of life. You have a USB port over here on the corner, and it looks like a reset button underneath. So there is the actual, there's what it looks like. Let's take a quick close-up look at this thing, and then, well, first let's open this box and just see what the power cord, what's in the power cord box. What's in the box? What's in the power cord. Yeah, it's a power cord. It's just your standard US plug on one side, and the standard plug just like any normal power supply would use right there, but it's at a nice L angle so that it can be easily locked in place with that clip, which is great for safety so that you're not getting a shorting out connection. So, and it's actually pretty decent gauged wire. It feels pretty heavy duty, so that's a plus. Now, without further ado, let's do a close-up look at this thing, and then we'll go from there. Let's go. I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up for today. In our next video, we're gonna do a follow-up video where we do the full setup. We're gonna do hash rate and power usage. We're gonna go over profitability. We're gonna go over where you can buy this, how much it costs, and the most important aspect, whether or not you should buy this. If you're new to mining, need some help, make sure to join the Misfit Mining Discord. Always plenty of seasoned vets in there willing to help you out. And if you like the video, you know what to do. Smash that like button and subscribe for future content. Thanks for coming along and enjoy the ride.